Okay, so I'm not sure how much of the video was recorded a while ago. My phone apparently has gotten tired of me. I lost my tripod, so that's why the video isn't in, but I'm not gonna allow that to prevent me from sharing and encouraging somebody. So if you have to tilt your head with me, no problem. No problem there. Right, so I'm not sure where the last video ended, but I was saying that I challenged God that I would not borrow from student loan for my final year. That was 2021, 2022. School was still going to be online, and so I had internet by that time. We had computer, because even though when my computer stopped working, DJ's sister just called him out of the blue from overseas and asked him what he wanted, and he said he needed a laptop for school. So God just kept working miracles in my behalf. So even though Joel and I were a little bit nervous about not borrowing from children, he was saying just do it just in case something goes wrong, then nobody can blame you to say that you did not make the right effort to make sure that you're in school. So I did it. I sent the application in, and then they wrote to me to say that my graduation date would have passed, and so I'd have to start the application process all over again after I have been approved for a graduation extension. I wrote the letter for the extension and it was denied. So student loan said that I'm not extending my time for that I could borrow from them, and my loan will still be due when it was gonna be due before. So yeah, that was a sign from God that He was gonna take care of me for my final year of university, and I didn't have to borrow again. And so I said, okay, God, you have given me evidence that you're gonna handle this. Just keep me faithful to you and help me to be a diligent student even on the hard days. And so in my final year, I was not employed, so I went hungry some days. It was online. I hate online school. I broke down several times during online school. And when TP came, it was an additional challenge. But here we are, with the tassel on the left as a testament that God is a good God. So God did 3 things for me in my final year. 3 miraculous things. I wrote to NCU for their rescue program. That's a scholarship program that they have. And that program left $200,000 on my account. That was 1 semester. Remember, in a final year, no? Final year. 1 semester. So we'll do 1 semester and we have some change. In about October, November, I got a call from Uncle Paul to say, Joseph, because that's what he calls me, always stay with the tuition. Somebody identified you to say that they want to help you. So just send me what your tuition looks like and how much money you would need. I said, no problem. I know my balances. I sent it to him. He said he needs something formal. I got something formal. Problem solved. Somebody gave me a gift. Then in January, my dad, out of the blue, hear what I say? Because I never mentioned my dad all this time talking. And my dad loves me. I just think he does not have the means to help. People might say he could have done better. Who knows if he could have. He just called me and said, hey, my daughter, I have something for you, And he dropped off some money. Then mommy jump in. Mommy get her partner job. Mommy say, my daughter, hold this. And then such man say, "Well, I'm on this." And then a church sister, I sent out a prayer request because semester start. Remember, I know we can't afford to pull out now. We can't afford. So I sent out a prayer request to say, hey, I decided not to take student loan. God confirmed that He would provide for me, but it kind of slow. Pray. And a church sister, in response to my prayer request, said, Aisha, I'm gonna give you X amount of money. And so, literally out of nowhere, the money was coming in. When I finished TP, I didn't know TP2 was gonna cost that much money. It was 8 credits. And so that done broke my pockets. Like all of my money was used up. And I needed to do 2 courses in the summer, and I put it before God. I said, God, let's go, God, let's go. Last lap, last course. And the course was, I think the balance was $60,000. And I put down 20. I paid them 20 because I saw the time short, so you can't lay with them. I wrote a nice little letter to finance. They said, all right, Miss Joseph, your balance is looking great, so that's okay. Go ahead and sort yourself out before exam time. Then my sister was talking to her boyfriend on the phone overseas, and she was saying to him, boy, say, Aisha want something for borrow, and him say, borrow after school. And she said, yeah, man, she just want to borrow it, and then by the end of the summer, she will. Him said, no, man, it's all right, too much money she want. I said, all right, God. And just like that, you hear what I say? Just like that, a whole year of tuition covered. Let me check if this thing's still recording. Yeah, it's recording. So as I sit here in my regalia, a few hours before my graduation ceremony, I'm grateful to God. Not just because I'm graduating, but because I can encourage somebody in their journey to graduation, on your journey. And I didn't tell you it was gonna be easy. I didn't say that. I've had hungry days, days of embarrassment, days of lack, days of depression, days of hurt, but I've also had days of reassurance from God. I've had days when He buoyed up my faith. I've had days when I was too down and He sent other human beings to encourage me. I've had days where all I could rely on was scriptures like Romans 5:5. I just had to hold it and take it to heart. And this is my text for life. Not my favorite text, but my text for life. He gives power to the faint, and to them that has no might, He increaseth strength. And that is my encouragement to you today. Because God has given power to this poor girl from Bull Bay with 2 unemployed parents, who used to sleep on her sister's floor, who used to hate herself, hate her body, hate her story, hate her journey. And today she is at peace with herself and God. And it has nothing to do with the degree. It has everything to do with the healing that I had experienced over the past 6 years, where God took my mind and my heart from point A to point B, where He showed me that the enemy wanted me to think and feel otherwise from what His intentions were for me, and how He encouraged me to stand on the rock, so that when the storms come, the wind cannot drive me away. And faith is the only glue that you need to stand on that rock, And Christ says that our faith can just be mustard seed faith. It doesn't have to be big faith. But no matter where you are in your story, you might be a dropout, you might be a pullout, you might be a no-show. You might have never gone to university. You might have never applied for the job. Go ahead and do it. Because God does not waste any bend in the junctions of your story. And now to my favorite text. Hebrews 10 verse 35. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, you might receive the promise. And in that same book, Paul reminds us so many times, what shall the just live by? Faith. And when Revelation says that he that overcometh to the end, it adds so many things to it. You will eat from the tree of life, you will sit at God's right hand, you will live forevermore. But you will also see the fruits of your labor here on earth. And God's labor too, because there are some days when I didn't do anything but cry. And God said, "Little girl, come, let's go." Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Because indeed, no, so I'm very tired. I'm sorry. Indeed, God will bless you. I hope you enjoyed my story, and this is just my university story. And just to give you a heads up, she have work to go to September. So even before I finish school, God is starting another journey. A journey that I'm going to have to trust him with, just as I have trusted him with this one. Alright, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And please share, because this testimony is for all those young women. Gentlemen, I want to encourage you too, but this testimony is for all those young women who need a boost. You can do it, girl. Girl, you can do it. Just seek the kingdom first, and God will add all those wonderful things to your story. Goodbye, Team Purpose.